Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my proposed challenge run of Tales of Berseria. The question for today will be, can you beat Tales of Berseria without consumables? The rules for the challenge run are simple. I can't use gels to heal me, I can't use bottles to revive me, and all optional content must be completed too. I will be at the mercy of the AI, either deciding to heal me or revive me when I actually need it or don't need it at all. This content ranges from finishing all of the Code Red hunts, clearing all of the administrative islands, and fulfilling all of my crew's side quests. Upon completing all of these tasks and adhering to the restrictions properly, my chance to hopefully beat the final boss of the game and answer the ridiculous question of can you beat Tales of Berseria without consumables would have been earned. Side note, I've left out mentioning herbs in the rules because I'll actually be making the exemption for them. From my knowledge of the Tales series, herbs only affect the stats of your characters, meaning that would potentially increase my utility and survivability in battles. Thus, that's why I'm making them the sole exception for this challenge run. If that happens to bother you, boys and girls, you can kindly leave your feedback in the comments down below. My exact knowledge and experience of the Tales series isn't particularly extensive or expansive, to be honest, but the games that I have played are Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Berseria, and the Tales of Xillia duology respectively. For the record, I didn't fully play through all of Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Berseria, and the Tales of Xillia duology officially. I only played specific parts of those games, particularly the boss fights that my older brother was having trouble beating. Instead of him relying on the hit or miss artificial intelligence of the three other characters, he often called upon me and my younger sister to cheat the game, as it were. It wasn't always a straight up win from the get-go while doing split screen, as in the cooperative multiplayer. We had to employ strategy sometimes for the various boss fights, but for the most parts of the game, we were pure unga bunga bull rushing them. Those were the times. Why think smart when you could just brute force your way to victory? Tales of Berseria was my first Tales game solo. However, for this challenge run, you might see me reversing the script by bringing my older brother in to help me with some of the boss fights. If that's not symmetry, then I don't know what is. That's enough of story time for now. Let's get back on track for the rules of this video. Full disclosure, I won't be 100%ing Tales of Berseria within this said challenge run. I'll collect whatever treasure chests and cat chests I find during my travels, yet I will not go out of my way for all of them. That's going to be too tedious for this challenge run, and I really can't be bothered to do that anyways. We're about business, people. We won't be deterred by shiny objects, no matter how alluring and appealing they might be. I may or may not fully upgrade our cooking skills, discover all of the expeditions, or level up the merchant's shop. All three of these will be gradually accumulating experience as we play the game. Thus, we'll figure that out through time and effort respectively. I'll be doing a fresh start, yet with one begrudgingly mandatory modifier from New Game Plus. We've only got the clothes on our backs, we've got no money, we're broke, we're starting from scratch, and we're seeing how this new world will treat us either fairly or it's going to beat us to our knees, but we will choose to get back up. Regarding the difficulty, that's probably going to be easier said than done. Upon completing Tales of Berseria once, you unlock said New Game Plus for future playthroughs. When you initiate New Game Plus for the first time, you're introduced to the Grade Shop. This Grade Shop is fundamentally just another merchant that sells modifiers for your forthcoming playthroughs. The currency that this merchant uses is grade, not the traditional gold or weird tails coins. Grade is obtained from defeating fallen enemies, and how much you gain depends on what your performance was in said battles. Like everything else, the amount that you'll get is randomly generated within the game. The simplest way of explaining how Tales of Berseria generates the grade is the following. Short and excellent fights warrant good payouts, long and mediocre fights garner bad payouts, and anything in between those extremes will be okay payouts. The modifiers that are available in the grade shop are essentially abilities or items from your previous playthrough that you can apply to your current one as rewards. Majority of these range from retaining your progression in titles, activities, equipment, potentites, arts, and whatnot. Of course, you can also buy new abilities or items that can change the amount of experience or gold acquired, increase the amount of health one might have, alter how often enemies will drop equipment, or even more fun rewards. The whole reason why I explained the grade shop is because one isn't technically able to start the game on intense or chaos without either finding then beating the said optional boss for the unlocked difficulty while playing normally, or going into New Game Plus and only purchasing carryover Ventite to start with one of the harder difficulties respectively. The problem is with the latter of these two choices. By enabling carryover Ventite from the grade shop, you will have access to the higher difficulties. However, you will also gain the other supplemental benefits from Ventite too. When I was playing the game normally, I didn't really notice the differences that these other said benefits from Ventite added because I acquired them naturally through the game without paying any mind to them. So I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be game breaking or not by having access to these abilities or mechanics early on in the game, but we're going to be finding that out together, I guess. The chosen difficulty will be intense for your viewing pleasure and to my detriment. Whether I like it or not, this is going to have to be the second exception to the rules. I already started this challenge run with a small caveat. I shouldn't be bothered if it's growing in size. Big or small, I'm going to commit to this video regardless. I secretly put a caveat in the opening question, thus I don't see why I would abandon everything now. With the amount of time and effort poured into this project already, it's too late to turn back now. We've gone too far, we're gonna lay it all on the line and see how this video turns out. On top of all of this, I'll also be restricting warping / fast traveling to artificially create more pain for myself and more entertainment for all of you. That means I'll be hoofing it to get around the world. And considering that Velvet or any other corresponding playable characters run or walk like they have bricks in their feet, this is going to be a long one. Because I kid you not, if you played Tales of Berseria, it's more of like a crawl, not a sprint. Like the idle walking or running animation could have been a little bit more oomph, you know? You'll see what I mean. With all of that now out of the way, let's finally see if you can beat Tales of Berseria without consumables.